What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, TheWalk71, replaced Day with a 4, and I'm finally here with my NXT TakeOver Toronto 2019, or TakeOver Toronto 2 review for you all. It's pretty late. It's actually so late that I'm actually watching the SummerSlam pre-show, but it is what it is. We open up the show with a NXT Tag Team Titles match, the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Street Profits, and what was a great opener for the show. It started off with Kyle O'Reilly and Angelo Dawkins in the ring. I believe Angelo Dawkins put Kyle O'Reilly in the corner. He started taunting him, saying, "You think you're funny?" He smiles, taps Kyle O'Reilly on the head, and then eventually they go at it for a minute. Then eventually we get Angelo Dawkins in the ring. Not Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford in the ring. That would lead to him doing some offense before getting taken down by the Undisputed Era and having them work on his leg for a part of the match. There was also a moment in the match where Montez Ford put his inner rock in and he tried to go for a people's elbow before that was stopped. But then eventually he hit Bobby Fish with the rock bottom for a near fall. I thought that was pretty cool. Then eventually we get to the portion of the match where Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish just cut off the ring and just work on Montez Ford's leg. There was one part where Montez Ford looks like he was about to grab the rope, and then Bobby Fish came out of nowhere with, like, I guess it was like an elbow drop. It was like off the top rope, and he stopped him. Then they put him back into the Achilles lock, I guess you could say, until eventually we got out of it. We got the hot tag from Angelo Dawkins. He picks up Kyle O'Reilly and throws him into Bobby Fish. That was pretty cool. Goes for the Stinger Splash, a 360 Stinger Splash. Then there was a moment in the match where O'Reilly and Angelo Dawkins are just trading shots with a knee. Like Kyle O'Reilly goes for the little kick to the head before Angelo responds with a punch. Tries to go for a clothesline. Dawkins counters it into a T-bone suplex. Suplexes. Then eventually, Kyle O'Reilly hits Dawkins in the face with a knee before Montez Ford tags in. Then we get a moment in the match where both teams are just standing in the middle of the ring, just brawling it out to a big ovation from the crowd. We get to the end of the match where Montez Ford just no-sells the leg injury, goes for a tope con hilo to the outside before Angelo Dawkins spears both of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. And then Montez Ford going for a super frog splash, which is hard to believe because he is supposed to be selling a leg injury. It kind of bothered me, but it is what it is. And they won with the 1-2-3. The Street Profits are retaining the tag team titles. That actually shocked me because I thought they were going to lose it because it seems like they're going to the main roster. But so far, it seems like they're just being Key and Peele in the main roster, just making comments about everything. I thought they were going to lose and just move up and wrestle on Raw, but hey, it is what it is. Undisputed Era lost. Also, Street Profits was in classic Raptors colors, the old purple and red, so that's pretty dope. After that, the next match we got was Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. New heel Io Shirai, so she's just basically what her character was in Lucha Underground when she was part of the Lotus Tribe, so we got that. The match starts off immediately with LeRae rushing into the ring and taking out Io Shirai before Shirai gets offense. She suplexes Candice LeRae on a table, and she was out, and she beat the 10 count at 9. Then eventually they just start killing each other because, if the rumors are true that Vince McMahon is eventually going to get his hands on NXT, this might as well be the last great NXT takeover. So they just said kill each other, and that's exactly what they did. There was moments in the match where people were getting German suplexed, reverse into German suplexes. There was Candice LeRae hitting a swinging neck break off the top rope for a near fall. Io Shirai hit a 619. She hit her famous moonsault for a near fall, and I thought that was going to be the finish, but apparently she has a new finisher, which I'll talk about later. What else did we get? We got Candice LeRae doing a suicide dive. Was it a suicide dive DDT, tornado DDT to the outside, I believe? I believe that's what happened, if I'm correct. Yeah. And then Shirai hit a crossface for a second before Candice got out of it. Then eventually we get to the end of the match, and they're just taking each other out with running knee strikes. Io Shirai tried to do something, but Candice LeRae got duped her. that eventually just led to Io Shirai hitting Candice LeRae with a bunch of strikes and eventually hitting her new finisher. I guess it's like a variation of the Koji clutch, but she's using her legs more, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. You just got to see it. And she won the match like that. She made Candice LeRae pass out. I don't think she tapped out. I don't remember. It is what it is. The right woman won. They gave them the good amount of time. It got lots of chants and admirations from the fans. And I think this has been Candice LeRae's best match since being a part of WWE, because she's actually in the ring with somebody that will let her do her moveset. She's not in the ring with like Reina Gonzalez or, I don't know, Kavita DeVee. Like, she's in there with a real wrestler and like somebody that can carry a match and make it great. She's in there with probably one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. And she was able to do a lot of stuff that I haven't even seen her do on TV. So yeah, it was a good match. Gave him great time. Loved it. Amazing match. So then after that, we were supposed to get into the triple threat match for the NXT North American title, but Matt Riddle interrupts, basically comes out looking for smoke from Killian Dain. Eventually Killian Dain came out. They brawled all around the ring, ended up on the stage. The referees broke it up, and then Matt Riddle ended up taking out security guards before Killian Dain came back out. And then Matt Riddle tried to jump on Killian Dain's back, and then he just kept Dain kept running kind of with Matt Riddle on his back into the stage. And then eventually, Killian Dain literally just took a security guard with him and just went through a table with Matt Riddle on his back, and that was pretty epic. It got a it was pretty epic. Got a holy shit chant. It was great heat. It really is a great build up to wherever their match leads. It's probably gonna be a match at TakeOver War Games 3, which I'll be at in Chicago. So that should be fun to watch. If as long as Vince doesn't do Jackson Riker versus Adam Cole at the next TakeOver, would be good. So then after that, we officially got the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Roderick Strong versus the returning Pete Dunne versus the North American Champion, the GOAT, the Velveteen Dream. Dream had elaborate entrance, but it wasn't as good as the previous. Because first it came out, people came out with the Mountie theme song, because they're in Canada. So the Mountie theme, they got on Mountie gear. Then the people take off the Mountie gear and start to do, they start breakdancing and whatnot. And it's a celebration because, the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship, because of Kawhi, and then he left them. And I didn't see anybody with a Kawhi Leonard jersey on because he doesn't play for them anymore. They just had on, what's the dude's name? I think they had on Pascal Siakam jerseys and Kyle Lowry jerseys, I believe. And they were just dancing. And then eventually it led to Velveteen Dream coming out with the Mountie gear on, red velvet pants, and these giant boots or whatever, thrusting in a girl's face trying to catch a hashtag. Then after that, we got Roderick Strong with a regular entrance, Pete Dunne with a regular entrance. And I have to say, this was my match of the night. I was able to catch a majority of this match, but I feel like this new network update they got looks great, and it has organized a lot of stuff. And they put a lot of stuff I asked for, but as for the live stream portion of it, terrible. It was lagging so much and messing up during the live stream. So I was missing a lot of this match. I had to actually rewatch the match when I woke up today. And the match was actually great. I put this as my match of the night, and that's including the main event. It was really good. It started off with Roderick Strong not being paid attention to by Velveteen Dream and Pete Dunne, I believe. Is that how it started? Whatever. It started with somebody not being paid attention to. They started brawling. Velveteen Dream tried to shush Roderick Strong before getting taken out. Then Pete Dunne and Roderick did things. Then eventually it was just, I don't know how to explain this match. They just really turned up because it was getting to a point where people were getting thrown into people. There was a portion of the match where Roderick Strong just backbreakers Pete Dunne into Velveteen Dream. That was pretty cool. What else in this match was great? Pete Dunne doing the finger manipulation every chance he got. That was pretty cool. My favorite spot of this match was actually Velveteen Dream hitting a coast-to-coast elbow on Pete Dunne while Roderick Strong had Pete Dunne in the corner. That was pretty cool. Another part of the match was Velveteen Dream trying to go for a double Dream Valley driver before Pete Dunne was able to stop it with the finger manipulation. Highlight of this match, though, has to go to Roderick Strong hitting a double stronghold. That was actually pretty tight. There's another part where Roderick Strong went for his little running elbow strikes, and he actually hit both Pete Dunne and Velveteen Dream. We get closer to the end of the match. Velveteen Dream gets his fingers caught. He gets basically dragged into a Roderick Strong running knee from Pete Dunne pulling him. Then eventually it led to Dream hitting a Dream Valley driver on Pete Dunne. Roderick Strong taking Dream out of the ring, hitting a End of Heartache. And then eventually Dream climbed up the ropes and went for the Purple Rainmaker and won the match while Roderick Strong was pinning Pete Dunne. And there was actually another part of the match I really liked. It was Velveteen Dream acting like his finger was messed up after I forgot what happened. Roderick Strong pinned Pete Dunne. It looked like he was gonna win the championship, and he just had the referee. His finger was messed up, and he was trying to act. He was like overselling it, and the referee was looking at it. Then he started counting, and then he immediately broke the ref. He didn't break the pin up; he broke the ref up, and that I thought that was pretty cool, and it was actually kind of smart because he saved the championship. And Velveteen Dream retained the title. I mean, it seems as though I thought that the entire Undisputed Era dudes was gonna win all the titles and then have the little evolution pose at the end of TakeOver, but that didn't happen. It seems like what WWE is trying to do with Dream is that they're going to have him, I guess they're going to have him be synonymous with the North American title. I guess he'll just carry that title. So when you think of the North American title, you'll think of Velveteen Dream. I think that's cool because that title is fairly new and they need somebody to really establish it. And I think Velveteen Dream is the perfect person to establish that title. And because it's NXT, and what it's supposed to be is that it leads you to better things on the main roster, so he can go after the world title and whatnot. But that's been proven to be untrue. But as of now, I like that Velveteen Dream seems to be synonymous with that title, and he's going to carry that title to greatness. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that portion. Anything happening on the pre-show? Nothing. Okay, JBL. Oof. The next match we got was the NXT Women's title, Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler. I would say this is probably the worst match of the card. And this is a first because usually people say the women's matches are the worst on the card when I actually think they're not that bad. When you actually pay attention to the match and look at what story was being told. I don't know what it was about this match. It killed the crowd for one. Like, the crowd was silent for the entirety of this match. The crowd was not messing with Mia Yim. She got no reaction to her entrance. And they gave her an elaborate entrance. They gave her an entrance where she had her own street team of people with bandanas over their face, and she dapped them all up except for one that just got left hanging. I thought that was pretty funny. No reaction. Shayna Baszler got her regular reaction, but she didn't have her two stooges with her because Mia Yim took them out. So the story of this match really was Mia Yim trying to do Shayna Baszler stuff to Shayna Baszler. So she actually worked on Shayna Baszler's arm, and she did the Shayna Baszler arm thing where she steps on her arm. She put her arm through the stairs and drop kicked the stairs to really mess up her arm. And then eventually Shayna Baszler did the same thing to Mia Yim, where she did the arm stomp thing to her and put her in all types of arm submissions and whatnot. There was one spot in the match that actually got the crowd to react, was Mia Yim hitting a code blue, which is a code red, but she somehow managed to get Shayna Baszler's arm into it, work her arm into the code red, so she landed, and when she did, she landed with Shayna Baszler's arm being trapped and just being slammed into the mat, and that got a reaction. That was for a near fall. That was pretty cool. We get to the end of the match, really, because this match wasn't, it was okay. I wasn't really interested in it. We get to a part where basically Shayna hits her with the Karafuda clutch. Mia Yim gets out of it, or she tries to get out of it. And then eventually Shayna Baszler gets the Karafuda clutch with her legs this time, and she makes Mia Yim tap out. So that was interesting. Both women's matches ended with both women choking their opponent out with their legs. That's interesting. One of the best match. It's definitely not Mia Yim's best match. I would have thought Mia Yim would have won the title, but I'm starting to have an idea in my head. It might sound ridiculous, but I'm just going to put it out there because, I mean, I've heard worse on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. I think the person that should take the title off of Baszler is Dakota Kai. And the reason why is because, A, she's come back from an injury. B, I felt like this whole Shayna Baszler stuff started with Dakota Kai because she was the first one to take that arm thing or whatever. And it would be a perfect thing to do for her as she comes back. She doesn't have to hold the title for long because she could hold it and then Io Shirai just pulls up and be like, nah, B, run that title, and then she gets the title back. But that's just my thoughts. Yeah, anyways, we get to the main event. 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT title. But it's not just your regular 2 out of 3 falls. It's pretty much a 3 stages of hell match. We haven't got that match since 2013 with Ryback and Cena, but that never happened. So I'm going to say 2009, 8, 9 with Triple H and Randy Orton. So basically, the rule of the match is that Johnny Gargano gets to pick 1 fall, Adam Cole gets to pick another fall, and if, quote unquote, if it gets to a 3rd fall, which it always does, then William Regal will pick it. Now, on the pre-show, William Regal revealed what the 3rd fall was, and it is a Ambrose Asylum or a barbed wire steel cage match. It was basically TNA Lockdown 2014. It was basically a steel cage with barbed wire, all types of weapons in it, and the rule is there's no escape. The only way you win is by pinfall or submission. So, and Johnny Gargano's pick was a street fight, and Adam Cole's pick was a regular one-on-one wrestling match, which, why would you do that? And the 3rd fall is, like I just mentioned, the steel cage. So, the match happened. Gargano came out with a Wolverine-themed attire. I thought I should mention that because I thought that was actually a pretty cool attire because he had the claws coming out of his wristband or whatever. I thought that was pretty dope. I'm gonna be real. The reason why this is not my match of the night is because I felt bored in the 1st fall because it was just a regular match between Gargano and Cole, and we've been getting that for the past 2 takeovers. And I still will feel like their best match was at TakeOver 25, because the right person won. I don't know, but the 1st fall they were just doing the same stuff they've been doing the previous. I don't feel like I need to really. I don't feel like I really need to explain it. It was just a regular one-on-one wrestling match that we've been getting for the past 2 takeovers between them 2. I'm trying to see because it was one spot. I don't remember if it happened in the 1st fall or if it had. Oh no! What did I just do? Oh, I ain't do nothing. I just made it. All right, I was just trying to see because there was a part where Adam Cole got put through a table actually because they wanted to get revenge for their spot at the previous at TakeOver New York where Adam Cole did the fairy tale ending, but the table didn't break. So I don't know if it happened in the 1st fall or I think it was the second. I'm gonna say the 2nd fall. It was the 2nd fall, and basically we get to the end of the 1st fall. Adam Cole brings in a chair. He uses it to distract the referee. Kicks Johnny Gargano in the nuts. Johnny Gargano kicks out because Johnny Gargano doesn't kick out of moves. He kicks out of moves like 50 million times before he actually loses. So he kicks out of it. The ref is distracted. Eventually, Gargano hits a super kick. Gargano uses a chair, and he just takes out Adam Cole. Adam Cole gets the 1st fall by disqualification. So then eventually it led to Johnny Gargano just attacking Adam Cole with a chair. They fight throughout the crowd, and eventually that's when Adam Cole got put through a table. They fight back in the ring, and eventually Johnny Gargano hits the Gargano escape and makes Adam Cole tap out. I was kind of let down because Cole said no, Cole didn't say that. Johnny Gargano he picked this stipulation, but I was under the impression that the Undisputed Era would have got involved in the 2nd fall since it's a no disqualification street fight. Like, come on now. If that's if I'm a leader of a faction or if I have a faction with other people, I'm going to have them come out and attack you if it's no disqualification. That just gives me the perfect victory, right? As a heel. But anyways, we finally get to the 3rd fall, get the big reveal of the extreme cage, barbed wire, and then we just go into all-out brawl mode. There was one spot where Johnny Gargano super kicks Adam Cole square in the face, not in the chin, not on the hand or whatever, square in the face, kicks out. We get a Panama Sunrise from Adam Cole. He almost tried to kill Johnny Gargano by throwing a ladder at him, and then eventually hits the Panama Sunrise for a near fall. Then, what else happened? Kendo stick war, them hitting each other with kendo sticks. What else happened? Just like, basic stuff. I mean, they did try to kill each other, and a lot of people are going to say this was the best match on the card, but it's just like, I've seen this match a lot. They use a fire extinguisher. We get to a part where Johnny Gargano hits a Panama Sunrise, but he does it off of the top rope with Adam Cole on the top rope. So they both jump off of the top rope, and he basically hits him with the flip pile driver to the floor. Adam Cole kicks out at 2, of course. We get to a point where they set up 2 tables in the ring. They get to the top. Adam Cole is like on top of a table that just so happens to be placed on the top of the cage so he could stand on it. Then we get to a part. There's a large sack. Okay, there's a large sack that's in the cage. Everybody thought it was thumbtacks. It wasn't. It was like chains and a wire cutter. Gets a boo from the fans or whatever. But eventually Johnny Gargano just loses it and decides to cut a piece of barbed wire off of it. They fight. They're on top of this table, and they both jump off of it, killing each other. And they completely miss one table. That was like the best spot of the match, honestly. It was beautiful visually to watch. And they put each other through a table, and Adam Cole ends up putting his arm on top of Johnny Gargano and winning the match. Just like that. The match ends with them killing each other. Like I said, the match wasn't bad. It's just that I've seen this match so many times. And I've just seen that I feel like these two should be done with each other at this point. I know that this match had to happen and whatnot. But honestly, if you want my opinion, I feel like it shouldn't have been... I can't speak. It shouldn't have even been a 2 out of 3 falls match. They should have just had this match as the main event. The barbed wire steel cage match, and then they could just killed each other for 40 minutes. That would have been great. But anyways, it is what it is. NXT TakeOver was good. Don't get it twisted. It's probably going to be better than whatever WWE produces tonight for SummerSlam. My thoughts on this show is that it was a strong takeover. Wasn't a bad one. It's probably going to be the last good takeover before Vince McMahon takes over NXT. Get it? And NXT becoming 2 hours on Fox Sports. I'm not really a big fan of that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Twitter so you can see tweets like this that I'm going to put on the screen. Yeah, anyway, guys, I'm out. Thank you for watching. Peace.